What's good, everybody? Sean Shula Rosenberg in the building. Back at you with another video. Well, I don't know what's going on. It seems to me that T-Pain is getting a lot of backlash for his comments towards Drake, as far as Drake needs to retire, as far as him saying Drake needs to retire from music. But that's not. But if you guys don't know, T-Pain went on a podcast and basically said Drake needs to retire. But that's not. But T-Pain was quoting what Drake said a few years ago when he was doing it. Drake was doing an interview with not technically an interview, but he did a conversation with Lil Yachty, and he talked about hinting retirement from music. And T-Pain was just quoting what Drake said in that conversation he had with Lil Yachty. So, but everybody from the media to rappers are reacting to what T-Pain said. And, of course, they didn't like what T-Pain said, saying that Drake needs to retire. But that's not what T-Pain meant. T-Pain was just, like I said, T-Pain was just quoting what Drake said. That came out of Drake's own mouth. How is this being misconstrued? So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, shout out to Chink Smooth. He's going to talk about the situation. Of course, the title of the video, Chris Brown, Joe Budden, Offset, and OVO Chubbs react to T-Pain calling out Drake to retire from music. So, without further ado, let's get right into this. Chink Smooth, take it away.
YouTube, Chinks. Get ready. You know what to do, Chinks.
So look at Chick Smooth. Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Nah, no way, you guys. We are not going to do this to a legend like T-Pain. T-Pain has given us so many hits. The man is a legend, and that's how we should treat him. Now, a couple days ago, T-Pain was on a podcast called the Crash Dummies Podcast. He was actually having a conversation about his career, but unfortunately for T-Pain, he made the one mistake of using Drake as an example.
The one thing I learned from Drake, and here's the crazy thing, one thing I learned from Drake, but one thing he hasn't followed his own words. Mm-hmm. Drake said, I want to be one of them people that gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. I have ever since said,
You really
thank y'all.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all when I drop. Don't worry about it. I'll just drop something.
Yeah.
Let me know.
That's what T-Pain was saying. He was just quoting what Drake said on it, like what Drake just said out of his own words. I want to bow out gracefully on my own terms. Well, not on my own terms. I just want to bow out. Drake also said in that conversation with Lil Yachty, he wants to take a step back and see what the rest of the artists in hip hop, but basically what this generation is offering. And that's exactly what Drake should have done. He should have just, and we talked about, and then I even talked about this a few times on this channel. I said Drake needs to take a break from music. Way before the lawsuits, way before I lost respect for him, I said Drake needs to take a break from music. I'm not the only one. A bunch of other content creators, a bunch of other reactors, even a bunch of fans in the rest of the music industry and media has said the same thing. Drake needs to take a break. He needs to disappear. But Drake hasn't lived up to his words, so instead of that, he decided to keep dropping albums, keep doing tours, and it's just, at this point, Drake is watering himself down with too much music. We can't consume with too much music. You gotta slow down. You gotta stop and take a break and disappear. But of course, you know, Drake now, because of course Drake dropped some sexy songs. You know, the album just basically came and went, even though one song is still doing well, which is Nokia, which I don't really care for. And then And then now is reporting sometime this summer he's getting ready to drop his ninth studio album, Iceman, which is supposed to be a real a full out rap album, which is a hip hop album, which I like I said, I said I was never gonna listen to Drake's music again, and I stay on that word, but there's a part of me that says just try to listen to it. Even though I said I'm never gonna bump the guy's music in, but I'm gonna try to listen to it to see what Drake has to say, because I know Drake's gonna address a lot of things, and of course I just hope Drake just addresses a lot of things, and I hope Drake just doesn't do no sneak dissing, because I don't want to hear that. Because after you file the lawsuit, you should not be sneak dissing or releasing a diss track to anybody, especially towards Kendrick. So yeah, but I don't want to talk about just we'll save that for another day. Let's get back to why everybody's going at T-Pain.
You heard it.
Yeah.
Drake is like, no, listen, okay, I got another one. Hold, check this out. Check this out. Y'all didn't like that one? Okay, real quick, just one more. Let me try one more. And then he's the person that he said, he didn't want to be. Mm-hmm. And I learned that from him. Like when he said that, I want to gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. I was like, you know what? I'm out this bitch.
This is live shows now.
I'm out this motherfucker. I'm not trying to impress y'all niggas. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck about live or die. Yeah. Why the fuck would I keep trying to impress y'all niggas? I'm out. I'm done. I did everything that I was trying to do. I changed the game. I made a sound. What else? What else?
You literally can't. It's only, even if you make a hit today, it
won't even. That's just normal.
Yes.
It's just normal. It's like, yeah, that's okay.
Well, shit.
Cool song.
Now, after everybody heard this clip, some people actually agreed with T-Pain saying, yo, Drake, it's time for you to gracefully retire. You've made your money. You've made your hits. Right now, people are not rocking with you in the culture. So do us all a favor and just quit. Now, there's also people calling out T-Pain for hating on Drake. Some people said T-Pain was salty because Drake did not give him a verse in the past. People also said that T-Pain was actually jealous.
I heard about that. I heard that people were saying the same thing, that T-Pain was just salty, and even Drake responded to T-Pain, basically said, like, T-Pain has resentment towards him. Like, I didn't see that as resentment at all. I didn't take it as resentment. Even T-Pain actually even admitted, he did an interview, talked about how Drake was supposed to be on the Revolver album on the single 5 o'clock. I think it was with Wiz Khalifa, and I forgot the singer's name. But I think that was the track that Drake was supposed to hop on. But I guess Drake never put it in his verse or anything. And yeah, that's what I heard. Like I said, I don't think T-Pain was salty or he had resentment. I think he would like I said in the beginning of the video, I said T-Pain was just quoting of what Drake was saying. I don't see nothing wrong with T-Pain said.
That Drake had the career that he wanted. Now, Drake himself also felt the same way.
Yeah, this is what Drake said. Drake said this. This guy has always had resentment for me. You can hear it every time he speaks on my name. First things first, T-Pain doesn't have resentment towards you, Drake. Drake, what are you talking about? What this guy said what T-Pain said in this interview, it didn't sound like no resentment at all. This is sound like you getting in your feelings because T-Pain called you out for not living up to your own advice in the own words that you said when you had that conversation with Lil Yachty a number of years ago. He was just man. See, this is one thing I don't like about people in the music industry and artists in the music industry. I do not like when they try to twist up somebody's word or try to twist the narrative of what somebody says about a certain artist and it gets misconstrued. This is why I look at it. I look at people just reacting too fast without taking the time and actually think about what that person said about a certain artist. I just don't like that, man. Let's continue.
He responded back to T-Pain saying, "This guy always had resentment for me. You can hear it every time he speaks on my name." Offset also joined in to defend Drake. He said the boy is the boy. Shit ain't gonna change. All that hating on another grown man who does more numbers than everybody is diabolical. Now, despite his history with Drake, Joe Budden actually defended Drake on his podcast. According to Joe, despite Kendrick Lamar beating his ass last year, Drake is still Drake and he does not need to retire.
Now, if I have resentment and I'm looking for a reason, I might say that.
If I'm T-Pain, I got a problem when Shut It Down came out with Dream.
That's different. That I could get. That I understand.
But if you understand that, then we don't have to focus on whether T-Pain got the album wrong. We've highlighted where T-Pain could build resentment. I'm hearing somebody
sound like a little bit more than that.
Take a look. Well, maybe it is. I ain't spoke to Pain about it, and I'm not repping for either side. I don't have a horse in this race.
Me neither. I'm just
I respect both of them, and they both ghosts to me.
They sound a little bit more than just
like he fucking with T-Pain bitch. T-Pain married.
No. I wasn't even saying that. But a lot of times somebody come in, get hot, you hear you want to work with them or something. Drake, I don't know of any Drake T-Pain record.
That's not what. No, even with Offset, what this has nothing to do with numbers. This has nothing to do with numbers. This has nothing to do who's hot and who's on top. Yes, Drake will always be and forever the biggest artist, but that's not the point what we're talking about. It doesn't matter if Drake has a hot song or he's doing numbers. It's about the quality of the music. Drake's music right now is not good. All the recent music he dropped, from his solo albums, from Certified Lover Boy to Honestly Nevermind to For All the Dogs, those albums were not good. It sounds like Drake is just like I said, how do people get misconstrued of what T-Pain's saying? That's not what he meant. T-Pain, like I said, T-Pain was just quoting what Drake said. That what Drake said that came out of his own mouth. Man, I don't be liking this, man. I'm trying to figure out, why is everybody defending this sensitive bubble bath rapper? It don't make no sense at all. It just does not make no sense.
Okay. So
I might not have did that with you. Nah, I'm cool. T-Pain ain't been popping like that in a minute, and now I feel away.
T-Pain is also extremely close with Lil Wayne. So while you don't have T-Pain and Drake records, you have a bunch of T-Pain and Wayne records.
Whole project.
Can't believe it.
Leads back to my theory that I ain't saying yet. That I've already said.
I read something that
I've said it mad times. I don't know why people don't. But 25% of people that view Drake differently out after that battle, even if you want to up that percentage to 35, let's call it 65-35. 35 people that may view Drake differently. If Drake loses 40% of who Drake was, then nigga, that's still Drake, and you still got to deal with him. Mm-hmm. He's still gonna sell records.
I don't think the number's that high, by the way.
I don't think so either. I think they fickle.
Yeah, in terms of actual, I'm going to listen to or purchase or go to a show or whatever, I don't think that probably impacts.
I don't think it budgets for him, really.
The battle, yeah.
No,
I don't think so.
He's 100% seen differently by
for sure.
people.
True,
the perception might be different.
He's perceived
perception is different on him.
That's because
he's still him.
He hasn't dropped that Drake hit.
When he drops the Drake hit, perception damage was done. I don't want to get back into last year.
Yeah.
Damage was done.
I agree.
With that said,
Significant damage.
Yeah. With that said, he's still Drake. He's still gonna sell records. He's still gonna be number one. Niggas are still gonna listen. He's still gonna tour. He's still gonna create his own path because, like I said, ain't nobody been
Nobody did
and
this.
Nobody's been at this level. On the flip side of that, niggas that hate you are gonna hate you. Right. And there's nothing you can do about that. So if that's T-Pain, if that's me, if that's whoever it is, and that impacts their commentary, then I don't want to hear Drake respond every time he thinks somebody is saying something out of shade. If you want to do it, cool. But nah, he should be on a mission right now. And this is coming from, I think the 21 album is fire. I think the Party album is fire. Like, I call him on a little lightweight run. It ain't the Drake run that we know it to be.
Drake, though. Yeah, it
ain't the Drake run we know it to be, because he's doing all this Playboy Cardi, all this other. It's just this. He's in a listen. Let people design.
I think he's fighting to have something stick to the wall.
If nothing sticks to the wall, he's still Drake, and you got to deal with him.
I don't think he thinks that.
Well, that's different.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's different.
I think he want to come reclaim his spot. And I'm not mad at that. I don't think if that's how he feels internally.
No. I'm not gonna keep trying to keep pleasing people. Drake needs to. I'm not gonna say Drake needs to retire, but he needs to take a break. No more music. Just take a break. Like, this is getting ridiculous. How everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Drake is still Drake. He can still drop music." No, we're tired of the music. We don't want to hear it no more. This is why everybody's having issues within art, not just only with Drake, but any artist that consistently keeps dropping music that is not good. If the music is not going to hit, it's not going to hit. I'm looking for music that's going to have a long-lasting impact. That's going to have a long-lasting impact. Basically, if the songs are going to be that are meaningful, that has something that not meaningful, that has something that has a meaning to it, that's going to stick in the test of time. Every time Drake drops, he has a song, or maybe a song that will be in the top 10, or possibly, or maybe be at number 1 for maybe like a week or two, and then will just fall off the charts completely. And if the song does not, and then it's kind of like you drop a song, it peaks at number 1, it'll probably stay at number 1 for a week, and then sooner or later it falls off the charts, starts falling off, and they're just waiting for the next hit record to yeah, man, I'm trying to get my words in. This is just everything is just so confusing to what everybody's saying, and like I said, I don't know how people got T-Pain's words misconstrued.
Then who the fuck is T-Pain to tell him ride off into the sunset?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not what T-Pain said. He was just, how do these guys did not understand what T-Pain said? He was quoting what Drake said. I don't know how people do not listen. Like I said, everybody's just reacting too fast to the one thing. When T-Pain said, "Oh, Drake needs to bow out gracefully," oh, that's it. Shut the rest of the interview off and let's criticize T-Pain. This is why people don't listen some of the times. They just only listen to what the negative part of what somebody says about a certain artist. What T-Pain said about Drake, they only listen to that one part, one word that came out of that, and then it's criticize them. They don't listen. This is one thing. This is why I don't like about media outlets and rappers just reacting too fast without even listening.
Creatives or musicians specifically can have to ever feel like they need to retire. They rarely don't. Sure. You know what I mean? So
we got rumors that Jay-Z have now.
Yeah, but there's something to be said for how you retire.
True.
Like, a Kobe retirement is still a Kobe retirement, and it's reserved for the greats. And Drake is a great.
So we're talking about
yeah. We talk Father Time plays a part in the Kobe retirement.
But how you're
Father Time don't play a part in Drake retiring. But Drake don't have to retire.
No, I think you're talking about the perception of the retirement.
I don't want to get it. Let's get to Chris Brown.
But from what it ain't many rap. All of you
having it. Man, who said Chubbs won't get active for Drake and crash out? Chubbs is normally quiet whenever people go at Drake. Last night he told T-Pain, bruh, just because we let Kendrick slide, bro, we're not letting you slide. Chubbs was out in France having the time of his life, and he took a little bit of time to troll T-Pain and clown him. Here's what he did.
Yo, play T-Pain song for me. T-Pain. T-Pain. Who's controlling the music? The DJ, hold on. T-Pain. 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 I gotta find the DJ, T-Pain. Hold up, I gotta find the DJ. Hold up. I gotta get T-Pain right. Hold up, y'all got.
By the way, y'all, this is corny of Chubbs for doing this. I don't find none of this funny. It sounds like it's corny. You try to go at T-Pain, and it's kind of like, who cares?
I'm gonna play some T-Pain in this bitch. Fuck y'all talking about? The DJ at? Hold up, T. That's where I'm at. T-Pain, I got you right now. DJ. I need to play some T-Pain. T-Pain. Hold on, people. T-Pain, okay, I got it.
Chubbs, you're corny.
I hate Drake.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. That was actually hilarious. Who knew Chubbs
To me, it wasn't.
had a sense of humor? Now, in a very interesting and surprising twist, Chris Brown came in and he actually defended T-Pain. Chris is also another person that tends to stay out of people's business, but after seeing the hate that T-Pain was getting online, he put out this message. Random thought. T-Pain is one of the GOATs of my generation. Giving you your flowers, pioneer. Love you, my brother. Now, I do agree.
All right, we're going to stop it right there because Chubbs is going to get not Chubb. Chinks is probably going to get the rest of his opinion. But it's like I said. T-Pain was just quoting what Drake said. I know I said that so many times, but, I'm not trying to keep repeating the same stuff. But it just does not make no sense how everybody just criticizing T-Pain for what he said. That's not like anything. But yeah. But this whole thing, this whole let's go at T-Pain it's just stupid. Even I agree with everything T-Pain was saying. And T-Pain, what he said wasn't wrong. I don't understand why people think Drake needs to still drop music. No, he doesn't. Like I said, I'm not saying Drake needs to retire, but he needs to take a break. Because you're dropping way too much music and people can't consume that. Maybe the only people that could probably consume is his fam and is Drake's fans. His fans, they could consume that. But as terms of the general public and the rest of the world, they want to break from him. We all want to break from him. We don't want to hear him no more. Well, yeah, man. But let me know in the comments down below. Do y'all think this is just people just getting butthurt because of what T-Pain said about Drake? I think people are just getting butthurt about something what T-Pain said that just got misconstrued. But yeah. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Also, follow me on my social medias above me. Also, join the Discord community as well. Leave a link in the description down below. So, without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.